The Chemist Warehouse Footy Finals half-price cosmetics and vitamin sale is on now. Stock up and save today. Shop in-store or online now at Chemist Warehouse. It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Let's get right to it. We yesterday revealed that we have the world's most amazing prize, the ultimate experience to the Perth Royal Show this year. It's only happening on our show, and it is as big as it gets.
Well, we've just decided let's go for a major prize package. You know, that this would be the best way to make people really enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Crashed the website yesterday with people registering for this thing.
Well, because we're going to give you a daily code word, and each code word, each day, you just go to our website, peteandkimber.com.au, and you pop that code word in, and you go in the draw to win 4 single entry tickets to the 2025 Perth Royal Show. Now, when we say single entry, I'm saying that could be 4 adults if you want.
Yeah.
8 ride tokens, so jump on 8 rides, 4 top paddock passes to watch the fireworks and drone show, a $100 bar voucher, 8 show bags.
Yes, we're still going. We are still going right now.
Yeah, and go and relax for 2 nights accommodation for 4 people staying at Rendezvous Hotel Perth Scarborough.
It is just incredible, this prize. There is so much to it. It covers everything.
We're
It
just
covers
going for
absolutely everything. So if you want to get involved in this, right, we're going to open this nice and early today. You head to peteandkimber.com.au and you're going to go in there and load up the code word that we give you every day. We're going to give you a fresh code word every day. Today's code word is showbag.
We're going early.
All right. So just head there, peteandkimber.com.au, go and check it out. Pop in the code word showbag and you are done. You get 1 entry per day. So get all the people around you to enter. Make sure it's all sorted, then come back tomorrow for a fresh code word and a fresh entry.
I mean, I just feel like we give it to you nice and early. Consider it your reward for getting up early this morning.
Yeah.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Erin Patterson, you would know her as the Mushroom Lady. The trial has been going on for quite some time. There was sentencing yesterday.
The jury in Erin Patterson's triple murder trial came back with their verdicts. We can now say she is a convicted murderer, convicted by that jury of the 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder after hosting the deadly mushroom meal and intentionally serving the death cap-laced beef Wellingtons to her in-law.
33 years, the sentencing yesterday, Kimber, without parole at this stage.
Absolutely. But it raised so many questions for us. And when we've got questions, we go to John Hammond from Hammond Legal. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning.
John, we have a lot around this where, I mean, I guess, Pete, you had a question about whether there's a possibility for appeal.
Well, that's the thing, because they said 33 years without parole, or can parole after 33 years. Can you take us through a little bit of that? And then also, yes, can anything be appealed now, or is that it? It's set in stone?
No, she could definitely appeal, and I understand that was being flagged last night, that she would appeal. So she can appeal against the jury verdict of guilty on all 3 counts, and she can appeal against the length of the sentence, which I think was 33 years.
33 years, yeah.
So she can appeal against both of those things. I don't like her chances. I've got to say, based on the evidence that was before the jury, I think she would have a very hard road to hoe to be successful on appeal against either the convictions or the sentence.
If she was to appeal, what grounds would she appeal on? Like, what would she be saying to them? Was it the media hype that might have influenced the jury, or what would it look like?
Well, she might want to come right down to ground zero and say the evidence didn't support a finding of guilty. Again, that would be extremely difficult. She could say the judge made an error in his summing up to the jury. So the jury were misguided about the way they should have dealt with the case. She could also say that the sentence was far too long. Again, all of those, I think, are weak, and I don't see it getting up.
It's one of those things too where I think, we're talking about triple murder. Now, I think because of the way that it happened, people sort of gloss over the seriousness of this. If she had chosen a different way to do that, it would have been more ghastly for everybody. I think people are having difficulty accepting the truth of what she's actually done.
Yeah, this was sort of like more out of an Agatha Christie plot.
Yeah.
So that, the 4 guests, the guests are sitting at the dinner table, and the ones with the death cap mushrooms are given grey plates, and she has an orange plate.
Yeah.
I only heard about this for the first time yesterday.
So she wants to make sure that she doesn't eat the mushrooms that have got the deadly poison in them.
Unbelievable.
So, and her plate's also tinier. It's orange and it's tinier. The other guests with the bad mushrooms on are eating off grey plates.
Yeah.
Unreal, eh?
Well, one of the things I saw that I found interesting, John, was that apparently she has got a fair bit of wealth. She's had 2 inheritances of a few $1 million. And she's got a big property, and she's been barred from selling her property in case they need it at a later date for victim compensations. How long can they hold that for, and what kind of compensations would be available to people?
Well, the state's done that in Victoria, and they can hold it indefinitely until the compensation's applied for. So the fourth victim, who she faced a charge of attempted murder, I think that was the pastor, he is entitled to make a claim for criminal injuries compensation, but the maximum under their law, I think, is only $70,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's pretty dire in Western Australia too when you apply for criminal injuries compensation. The maximum per act here is $75,000.
Is that it? Why is it so low?
Oh, look, it's appallingly low. It does nothing to compensate victims, and that's why there's been so much talk around Australia of should you be bringing claims in the civil courts for wrongful death?
Right.
Yeah, like what happened with the O.J. Simpson trial, for example, where $33 million was awarded after he murdered Nicole Brown, I think it was, and her partner. So, yeah, look, the compensation for one of your members of your family getting killed in Western Australia is horrible.
Wow.
Jeez, that is horrid. I had no idea.
Yeah.
She goes into solitary confinement, which is what we've been led to believe. Say like media networks want to come out, want to do interviews with her, all of that sort of stuff. A, can she do it? And B, can she make any money out of that stuff that gets squirreled away until after she's ready for parole?
In her case, I think the government will step in and prevent her writing a book to celebrate, if she wants to call it that word, what she's done. I think the government will step in for any sort of cash payment she might get for speaking to one of the networks. So, no, she won't be able to do that.
Okay.
It'll be proceeds of crime.
Goodness me.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much to this case. It's
Yeah,
so
there is,
interesting.
and it's really caught the whole world's imagination. Because of the way the murder was committed.
And it's really what seems to be not an acceptance on her part of having done anything wrong.
No,
Still.
I was shocked at how little remorse she seemed to show. She generally thought she'd get away with it. I mean, her stories were wild. She said she bought the death cat mushrooms from an Asian grocer. As the judge said, Asian grocers don't sell death cat mushrooms. She was in the forest foraging for them.
Oh, my goodness.
And she knew where to go. She'd searched it on her internet. Look, the evidence was sky high against her, in my opinion.
Yeah. John Hammond from Hammond Legal, we're thankful, as always, to have you on our show for your fantastic, I'm going to say advice. Can you bill Kimber this time?
Yeah.
Right? Because
I just want a free show bag.
That's fine. I think we can arrange something, mate. Yep, not a problem.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
We have spent an amazing couple of weeks with a couple called Elise and Thomas, who got engaged on this show.
Just the proposal, wasn't it? We said we get this guy and he's going to propose to his girlfriend and it will hopefully work out. It worked out. She said yes, and then casually told us that she had been attacked by a great white shark.
That's right. Now, you can hear Elise tell us all about the great white shark attack that happened in WA's coastal waters, by the way. So just here. On the Pete and Kimber podcast on Listener, but there was somebody else involved on the day.
It was all about the hero of the day, Trevor, a total stranger who was in the water at the time, who saw the shark attack and saved her life.
We spent a bit of time with Trevor getting his side of the story. Take a listen to this.
Hello, Trevor.
Hi, how are you?
We're great, but Trevor, wow. This story, when we spoke to Elise, and we do have Elise here with us still. So
Hi, Trevor.
Hi, Elise. How you doing?
I'm well. Really good to hear your voice again.
Oh, now we understand you guys have continued a friendship since this has happened.
Friendship doesn't quite cover it. I think Trevor became a part of my family that day.
I'm a lot closer, yeah. We keep in touch and I was lucky enough to be in Perth last year and even early this year, so we always touch base when we were in the same town.
Yeah.
Trevor, thanks for taking our call this morning. So when we spoke with Elise, by the way, do you know that Elise and Tom are engaged, right? Do you know that? Yeah.
I did find out yesterday. I got a little surprise message.
Okay, good. All right. So we ticked that box, right? The whole point of this is a proposal, and then we found.
Congratulations.
Yeah, then we found out about the shark attack. So Elise has told us it from her side of the story, and then when we heard about you being the guy in the water who had the instinct, when the rest of us would have grown wings and flown out of there, to actually go, I'm going to wrestle this shark off Elise. Can you take us to that moment when you were in the water and you had that instinct to do that? How do you remember it?
Yeah, look, I'd already had my last swim with my group. They called out that they had a space for more people in the last group that was going in. My daughter already got up on top deck, so I left Meg up there and I jumped in. Swimming around, I'd actually busted a couple of ribs about 20 minutes earlier. I fell on a chair, so breathing wasn't the easiest. And we didn't see any dolphins. They were trying their best, but just didn't see anything. And all of a sudden, I thought a dolphin had come up. Elise had just bumped into us, just beforehand, and she'd come up from a breath. But I thought a dolphin had followed up behind her, and that's when I found out, no, that's a shark, because it opened its mouth, did the usual thing you see on all the TV shows. It opened it a second time and latched on. And at that point, I just screamed, get it off her, because I could see a young lady in need of help. And I couldn't have turned away. I'd be a mess by now. So, yeah, I just latched on and did the best you could. Held on tight. Things turned crazy. Blood in the water. You couldn't see a damn thing. Everything went still after a while. I'm told it was a good 8 seconds, 10 seconds that I was getting thrashed around. All they could see was my feet sticking out of the water, and they actually thought I was in the mouth of the shark.
I'm trying to imagine in my head what this looks like. So have you got your arms wrapped around it? Are you wrestling it? Like how?
Yeah. I with one of the docos that I was with Elise on, there was a marine biologist, and the two of us recounted what each of us saw. And my description of what I could and couldn't see of the shark, the biologist told us that I probably had my arms around its gills. It's quite potentially choking the thing to death.
Wow.
Me.
That was just lack of position.
So there you go. You're hearing Trevor tell his side of the story the day that he was in the water with our Elise from the proposal and jumped on this shark to wrestle it off her.
And the luck of position, I was luckily covering its gills.
Yep. Unbelievable stuff. That's not all he had to say, though. We come back with Trevor in just a moment, and I'll tell you what, after hearing what he has to say next time you get in the water, you might want to keep your hands down by your sides.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
All right, we're into part 2 of our catch-up with Trevor. Trevor is the guy who was in the water at the time that our Elise from the proposal was attacked by a great white shark in WA's waters. And far out, he decided just to casually swim over and wrap his arms around this 3.6-metre great white shark and wrestle it off her.
Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Here's part 2 of the story from Trevor.
I couldn't feel it because I had a wetsuit on, a long wetsuit, and I know what sharks feel like. I've felt them before, being a fisherman and stuff at times, but no, I just held on for hell-bent for leather to try and do what I could.
I don't even know what to say from here. I'm just so blown away.
I think what leaves us speechless is that, Elise had mentioned that when she's spoken to you about this many times before, that you just say, oh, well, I don't know, it was just instinct. Anyone would have done that. And all of us collectively agree that actually we think the instinct is to flight. We think it is to get out of there. And you say that you couldn't bear to leave her. You couldn't let that happen. Do you think that's what it was, that the instinct to help is far stronger for you than it was to get out? Because you also put yourself in great danger.
Yeah, the danger to myself wasn't something I was thinking of. I've always tended to be aware of where family and friends are so that if I can help them, well, I didn't even have to think about them. I knew Julie and Megan weren't in the water. And, yeah, looking after people, it's something I've always done. So when I could see that she was in dire straits. I've seen what sharks can do firsthand to other marine life. Thankfully, not other than Elise, I've not seen it to people. But I myself, I could not have turned away from seeing what was happening to Elise and live with myself. And I don't have any problem. Everyone that I speak to say pretty much the same thing. They would have turned and run. But until you're presented with a case, you just don't know until you actually make the decision at the time.
Yeah, you don't really know how you're going to perform until it's in front of you, but we certainly hope it's never in front of anyone. It's an awful situation to be in. Do you think that, how did you process it afterwards, Trevor? I mean, obviously in Elise's case, you know, she's dealing with injuries and having to recover from that. What was your situation?
I was not harmed at all. I still don't understand how I've got my arm, because I had my arm right out with a little disposable camera on, and somehow it missed my arm. It was that close, and it hit Elise. She was only a metre or so in front of me.
And psychologically afterwards?
I haven't lost a moment's sleep. Mum threw out all her swimming clothes. She wasn't going to go in the water again.
I'm sure.
Yeah, wow.
But no, I thought about it that night because I wanted to make sure I didn't become a fishing story sort of thing. Oh, it was this big, that sort of thing. But I'm very pleased with what I did. I sort of generically describe it that I got in a fight and ended up with a pretty good-looking young lady.
Wow,
Trevor, we think it's amazing what you did.
Yeah.
And you know, as Elise had said to us, Trevor's a very humble man. He sort of doesn't want to be lauded as some sort of hero, but we're incredibly thankful and grateful you were there that day because, wow, you've changed a life.
It is, and that's the part that sort of gets to me now, is that as Elise is going on and having a great life, and that's awesome.
So there you go. Trevor, who was in the water with Elise from the proposal.
You know, I said just changed a life. I think I should have said saved a life.
Saved a life.
Like, that's proper saving someone's life.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And the way that he's just so, with respect to him, just so humble about it.
Well, also because he's a stranger. Like, you're asking people to step up when they have no, for lack of a better phrase, no skin in the game.
Yeah.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
On Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins, we're going to feel it. What? Okay, we're going to fill in the... What's going on? We're going to fill in the gap.
Fill in the gap. Pete and I take turns. We grab a piece of music and then we start singing, and then the music goes away and you've got to sing without any backup track. And then the music magically comes back in and we hope that we have nailed the timing.
Yeah.
Have we filled that gap correctly? We've had a few rounds, each of us now. Pete, how do you feel that you go in this game?
I reckon I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Not over the top.
No,
or
it's
anything.
okay. You can be honest. How do you normally do?
I reckon I've done pretty well so far. I think I've nailed it most of the time.
Oh, okay. Feel suddenly playing it down because I think the last time you played, you said this.
I am the greatest to ever do it! I'm the greatest to ever get it done!
I am the greatest to ever do it. I'm the greatest to ever get it done. I think that's what you say.
That must be AI. That doesn't sound like me. That's you're doing one of those AI voice apps. Is that what you're doing? That's not me.
Well, look, to be fair, you did nail it last time because you did Bohemian Rhapsody. And you...
I did pretty well.
You did do well. I've got just the end of it where you hear you fill that gap and how beautifully you nailed the timing. So I've got it for those who missed it.
Oh, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me.
And you had...
Greatest to ever do it! I'm the greatest to ever get it done!
Okay, so that might not have been AI.
And it was it was sort of off a good minute of silence.
Yeah.
So today I have for you your next song.
Okay.
Now, when you gave me my fill in the gap, you said, I'm going to give you a song we've talked about before because you're really good at rapping this, and you gave me what I thought was going to be Salt and Pepper's Shoop, and instead you gave me What a Man.
Yeah.
Because you got the song wrong.
You know, even the most perfect of us make mistakes occasionally.
So I thought, given that I was so good at my rap...
oh, no, you're not making me rap.
Well...
What are we doing?
You're doing Pitbull.
Oh, get out.
Because Friday's Live is coming. And, we're in
really?
celebration. So this will be what you rap.
Okay.
Fill in this gap.
Timber. Right.
This is you, baby.
Face down, booty up. That's the way we like to work.
Oh, get out.
And in between, I might just occasionally yell like, Kimber! Kimber! So
okay.
it goes for a little while.
I'm
and
up
then,
for this. I'm up for the
and then
fight.
you'll come back in, okay?
Yeah.
So you've got tonight to practice it.
Yep.
You'll be back.
My daughters sing this song and it kills me inside. Like the lyrics to this.
I'm sure no one's actually thinking about the lyrics, and it's going to be more obvious when you do it without me backing music. So tomorrow from 7 a.m, you will hear Pete rapping his way to success, given he is the greatest in the world to ever do it.
Yeah.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Okay, so Erin Patterson, the mushroom lady, found guilty of triple murder earlier this year. She was sentenced yesterday.
Please stand.
Supreme Court Justice Christopher Beale delivering her punishment for that lethal lunch 2 years ago.
For the murder of Heather Wilkinson, I sentence you to life imprisonment. For the murder of Gail Patterson, I sentence you to life imprisonment. For the murder of Don Patterson, I sentence you to life imprisonment. For the attempted murder of Ian Wilkinson, I sentence you to 25 years imprisonment.
Unbelievable stuff there. So Teegan Doling is from Sunrise. She joins us now. Take us inside the court. What did you see yesterday, Teegan?
Well, as you can imagine, guys, it was absolutely packed, standing room only. They actually ever had an overflow room because it was just so busy in the courtroom. It's actually one of the biggest courtrooms that Melbourne has. It was a little bit weird. As we've seen with Erin Patterson, she shows no emotion. So even when she had to stand up for the judge to hand down that sentence, the 3 life sentences, she showed no emotion. And I really think that has to do with the fact that she's also just shown no remorse throughout this entire process. She was then led away, and actually Ian Wilkinson, the sole survivor, he didn't even look at her once. So I think that goes to say a lot about how the family feels about Erin Patterson now.
Well, and it's funny you say that too, because when I think of her originally, I always think of the image of her standing by her car while she was stopped by the reporters and she was crying and giving us all of that emotion in the beginning when she was claiming she didn't even know how this had happened.
And it's like she thought she still assumes that she's innocent. She believes that this was all a big mistake and that she didn't mean to put the death cap mushrooms in there. So I think it goes down to the fact that she's still in shock in a way, that perhaps she didn't think she was going to get caught. And so now she has. She's got to come to the fact that she is about to spend 33 years inside this prison here and pretty much in solitary confinement the entire time. Like, she's locked down for 22 hours a day. So perhaps it was just sinking into her, gee, I'm going away for a long time.
Teegan, does that start immediately? Is there a type of holding in between now and then? Like, how does that all start to come together?
Yeah, so you must remember, so she was arrested back in 2023. So the lunch was in the July. She was arrested in the November, and she's actually been in custody that entire time. So she's already served, what's that? That's almost 2 years. So she's only got 31 years to go on her sentence. So she has, almost wiped off 2 years already because of time in custody. But you need to remember, guys, just because she'll be eligible for parole in now 31 years doesn't mean she's going to get it. She's got to tick a lot of boxes, and the parole board needs to actually agree that she should be allowed free at that time. And what's that? I think that's around 2056 or something like that.
Teegan, you mentioned the sole survivor, Ian Wilkinson, was there. Were there other family members there as well? And did you have an opportunity to talk to any of them?
Yeah, so Ian Wilkinson had his children with him, and I just think he is just such an incredible, remarkable man. He spent every day at the courthouse in Morwell listening to the trial. She tried to discard all of his evidence and call him a liar. And, he came out yesterday, and we did hear him speak publicly for the first time. We obviously heard him inside the courtroom, but this was the first time he spoke to the public. And I tell you what, guys, he's an incredible man. He was so humble. He was so thankful for the police officers and the healthcare workers who helped. And then he turned around and told everybody to be kind to one another. like he's just everything he has gone through, that were the words of wisdom that he wanted to pass on to the public. I think he's an incredible man, and hopefully now that this chapter is closing, he can go forward and try to mourn the love of his life, Heather.
Teegan, no word from Erin's 2 children. They've been quite sort of protected, I think, during this entire thing. Is there any word on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're very young, and there are suppression orders in place. So there's a lot that we can't say. Simon, her husband, actually wasn't in court yesterday. So he also wasn't in court when the victim impact statements were read out. So he's taken quite a step back and also decided not to be there yesterday either.
Wow, okay. And was there any information on why she's locked down for 22 hours a day? I mean, one would assume if they think that she's dangerous to the public, that's why she's been locked away. But in the actual prison itself, I mean, what are they expecting?
Yeah, so this is for her own protection. So obviously this notoriety, I suppose, that she's got from all of the media and all the publicity in regards to this case, she's in a special unit called the Gordon Unit. So this is for solitary confinement. This is where you are protected from all the other inmates. And as I said, she's only allowed to speak to one other prisoner, and that's a convicted terrorist who is also locked down in this protected area, I think for different reasons. However, yes, so she's there for her own protection, so that no other prisoners can come into contact with her, because you need to remember she's in there because she killed 3 family members, 3 elderly people, and that is very much frowned upon within the prison system.
Wow. It is incredible. It's such an intriguing thing to know that the prison systems have their own way of doing
their own
things.
morals and their own limits.
Their standards and stuff. Teegan, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We look forward to catching up again as more information comes to hand.
Welcome, guys. Have a great day.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Right now, though, on 131060,
We got one!
where we throw out a topic hoping that we'll get just one. Even if we get just one, it'll be a fantastic story. This morning, did a stranger save your life?
Well, that's it. Mainly because when we do this, it's a topic that you go, it may not be the story that everyone has to tell, but if you've got it, it's usually whoa.
Yeah, an absolute whopper.
Because like acts of heroism where people will just go, yep, I stepped in. When we heard from Trevor, who saved Elise's life, we just got Elise and Tom together for a proposal on our show. We just thought it was going to be a love story where they got engaged and everything was going to be grand. And then she went, oh, well, I was attacked by a great white shark once. And Trevor, this total stranger, stepped in and wrestled the shark and saved my life.
I myself, I could not have turned away from seeing what was happening to Elise and live with myself. And I don't have any problem. Everyone that I speak to say pretty much the same thing. They would have turned and run. But until you're presented with a case, you just don't know until you actually make the decision at the time.
And look, he's right in that sense, but I think most people would have turned and run, frankly.
Because I just think of all the circumstances. You have something like that to even things like sometimes where I felt unsafe out in public because someone's going through a situation or they're behaving poorly in public and you're looking around going, who's bigger than me that could try and tackle this person?
Yeah.
So anyone, if you have saved someone's life, if you've had a stranger save your life, Tim, your partner saved someone.
Yeah, they did actually.
What happened?
So my partner is a medical professional, so a doctor, and she was walking through the shops one day, just like with, doing some groceries as you do, and suddenly she saw a promotion outside one of those, like Louis Visa. And then she obviously goes and investigates, and suddenly there's like a girl lying on the floor, and like the security was already trying to do CPR and stuff. And then she's obviously identifies herself. Look, I'm a doctor, so I'll take over. And then she starts, going at it, saving, like doing CPR kind of thing, and then giving instructions and saying, okay, we need to do this, we need to do this. And then obviously someone called ambulance, paramedics come, and then paramedics come and like she gets a pulse back, as in my partner gets a pulse back. Paramedics take over, bring her to hospital, and then lo and behold, this girl's actually like an international student that was supposed to go back to Japan that same night.
Wow.
Oh, wow, and saved her life. That's unreal.
Yeah. Pete and I were talking about this off air, going the number of times people will talk about being somewhere really remote or on a holiday somewhere, and the one person that happens to be there to save them is a doctor or a paramedic or someone who it's so coincidental it's strange.
Absolutely. No, I totally get where you're coming from with that one. Hey, Kyra, you saved someone. Tell us what happened.
Hi, I was at the Central train station in Sydney, and we had just come back from a Cirque du Soleil, me and my daughter, and we were on the escalator going up, and the guy in front of me, he would have been at least 100 kilos, probably 70 years old, fell backwards onto me.
Oh.
I just had to brace and stop everyone from falling backwards on the escalator.
My goodness.
So you were saving the entire escalator, really? You were saving everyone behind you?
Well, there was no one behind us. It was just us three on the escalator, thank God. But people did rush up and hit the emergency stop.
Was he okay?
Yeah, thank God. But he wouldn't have been if I wasn't there to catch him.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is I've seen. I've been at a shopping centre once when I've seen an elderly gentleman fall down an escalator, and it's horrific. It is one of the most horrific things that you can ever see.
Stop it, Pete.
Thankfully, he was okay.
I'm going to need your kids to take me shopping when I'm older. I haven't got any of my own.
Come along with Auntie Kimbo.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Time to get into our brand new segment.
Being normal is so overrated because being weird gets you on the radio. It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. Weird or not?
Love it. We like a few weirdos on our show.
Oh, I like this music.
Me too.
What is this? I feel like I'm in a video game from 1991.
I dig it. We want to know if you're weird or not. If you do something that might be a little bit strange, or that when you say it to people, they go, that's just weird.
It's a bit weird.
You can go to peteandkimber.com.au and tell us what makes you so weird. We've got Aurora on the line.
Aurora, good morning. Aurora.
Hi, good morning.
Aurora, thanks for stepping forward and saying you think you've got something weird going on. What makes you weird?
So I've been told by people that it's weird to keep my flour, tea bags, powdered stuff that should be in the pantry in my freezer.
Oh, you keep flour and other dry goods like that in your freezer?
Yeah.
So do I.
Do you?
Yeah, normal people do.
Are terrifying.
Normal people do
that. No, they don't. Hang on a sec. No, and we're not just having it on here for the sake of this segment. You don't actually keep your flour and stuff and your tea bags in your freezer.
I do.
Why?
Because I don't like pantry beetles and weevils. They're really scary.
Bingo. You get pantry moths in your house one time, I promise you will put flour and everything you own in the freezer after that point.
I know, because, and Aurora, let me lift the lid on something here. We had a pantry moth infestation happen here at work. And I've seen Kimber shocked at some things in my life. I never seen you like the way you were the day you found out pantry moths.
But did I not flag it early? I saw the pantry moth and I said to everyone here, hey, everyone, I wouldn't be eating anything in that cupboard. You're all eating pantry moths. You're all eating weevils. They all thought I was stupid. Then 2 months later, we had to have people come in. We had to have professionals come in and deal with it.
Yeah, so get a professional to deal with it. I think it's still weird to keep all that stuff in your freezer. Then what are you having to do when do you have to thaw it out when you want to go ahead and use it?
Flour doesn't freeze.
Yeah, exactly. Flour doesn't freeze. It just
Does it change the way that it works?
No. You just go ahead and use it.
Do you freeze anything else, or is it just flour and tea bags?
Or custard powders, sometimes cereals, anything that could get a bug in it. Just keep it safe in the freezer.
Anything that could get a bug in it.
I don't think that people are going to find you weird. I'm prepared to throw it out there because 131060 is what Aurora is doing weird.
Being normal is so overrated because being weird gets you on the radio. It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. Weird or not?
Is it weird or not? Aurora keeps her tea and flour and things in the freezer. And I think it's perfectly normal.
I don't think it's normal because what if you're a guest at her house and then you're like, can I have a tea, please? And then over she goes to the freezer.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want your freezer tea.
Why not?
No, because I want fresh tea. Get me the fresh tea.
It's freshest if it's been frozen. You've frozen all the goodness into it.
That is not true. So here's what we do. We get the weirdos and then we have a chat and then we throw it out to you listening and you get to pile on in and let us know. So Aurora's still there waiting for us to find out whether she's a weirdo or not. Tony, good morning. Is it weird or not to freeze the tea and other things?
No, it's not weird. If you got moths in your cupboard, it's a safe place for it.
No, but
See? It's like it's been handed down by the generations. They tell us this wise information, and some of us go with it, and some of you don't.
There were other wise people that called in with some solutions and stuff. What did I hear about bay leaves? If you put bay leaves in your pantry, it gets rid of the moths.
It's worth a shot, but it doesn't work very well.
Okay. What about Jason? Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Hey, Jason. Is it weird to keep flour and tea and things in the freezer instead of the pantry?
I'm sorry to debunk your theory. My grandparents were bakers throughout Perth. They actually had bakeries, and flour and so forth was pretty much used at will. So once a bag was opened, that was it, and then discarded, regardless of how long they're going to use the bag again. Because especially baker's flour has a protein level, but also you've got a yeast factor. You put yeast into a freezer, you actually kill it.
Right.
You can put yeast in the fridge, but when it goes below a certain temperature, it becomes useless.
So this is the thing, right? So because my question before was, don't you ruin flour if you put it in the freezer? So you're saying yes, you ruin it.
Yes, there's a protein level in the flour, but it's also the fact that you've got a yeast component, especially in baker's flour and
So in like self-raising flour?
Yeah. Like I'm just going to.
But it still works.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work as well. His grandparents were bakers. They were bakers, and they baked with flour.
Okay, cool. I'm just saying that I still bake with it.
Aurora, hello.
Hey.
Hi there. Your flour's broken.
You still baking with it, Aurora? You can still cook with it?
Yeah.
See?
It makes my pancakes and my cupcakes perfectly fine.
Okay, well, I challenge you to make pancakes and cupcakes. You bring them into the station, and I'll be the judge of that.
No, because we don't eat anything that isn't sealed at this joint.
Well, seal it. Put it in a. You know what? Put it in a freezer and bring it.
Are you saying? Is it decided that Aurora is weird?
Well, we're sort of 50-50 because that sounded 50-50 to me. We're split over this.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I'm prepared to jump in the camp. I don't care. I'll be weird with her.
You go and be weird with her.
Yeah, let's be half weird.
I'm with it. Let's do it, Aurora.
Okay. Thank you, Aurora.
That's great, Kimber. Thank you guys for having me.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being had.
There'll be some that'll be far more definitive than this that will be very weird. If you just have some sort of habit or quirk or something that you do that people think is weird or strange, go to peteandkimber.com.au and we'll work out if it is.
I'd also like to hear from people who have more fun facts about flour, personally.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. You can fly away with me.
5-star Flyaway.
Powered by Liberty. Recharge in 5-star style on us. Get 5-star service with Liberty's free thinking loans. Find flexible loans at liberty.com.au. Eligibility criteria apply. Fly away with me.
Jeez, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This 5-star Flyaway competition we have running through our show at the moment. We've given away Ed Sheeran in Auckland, New Zealand. We've given away Mariah Carey in Bangkok. And this week, people going into the boarding lounge for Vance Joy at Niagara Falls.
Well, and the boarding call happens any time during our show between 6 and 9, so you've just got to listen out for it. And this is your chance to experience a 5-star getaway. We are talking about a +1, you and a friend. We're going to send you to Canada. You're going to stay at the Park Hyatt in Toronto with $1,000 spending money. We hook up a private driver to take you to the Vance Joy gig, and we organise the boat cruise at Niagara Falls so you can go underneath there and check it all out.
Everything, right? Get into the boarding lounge. That's your first thing you need to tick off. Sandy, good morning. You are in the boarding lounge.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Oh, no trouble. Have a good time in there.
Oh, no, that'll be fantastic.
Oh, no worries, Sandy. We'll leave you to it.
Sandy's using her quiet voice.
We know she's at work at the moment. Hi, Lynn.
Yay! Pete and Kimber, you little beauties. So cute.
Hi, Lynn.
Get in there, Lynn. Good luck.
All right. Hey, Jay. Jay, there's a nice cosy spot between Sandy and Lynn. Why don't you take it?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
No worries. Honestly, this is a great trip.
You know what?
Vance Joy is fantastic, but getting a trip to Canada as well, seriously?
I told you we expanded the boarding lounge this week to put more people in there. Let's go another one. Hey, David.
Yoo-hoo!
Get in there.
Let's go, Niagara Falls, baby.
Oh, I know, right? It'd be brilliant.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck, David.
All right, so more chances to get into the boarding lounge coming up after 9 o'clock this morning. And keep listening throughout our show throughout this week as well.
Absolutely. And don't forget to stream Vance's new single too, Divine Feelings, and keep listening after 9 for that chance to get in the boarding lounge.
You could be putting your out of office on with Liberty. Recharge in 5-star style. Liberty's free thinking loans offer 5-star service. Visit liberty.com.au. Eligibility criteria apply.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Breast Cancer Care WA is celebrating 25 years with its biggest Purple Bra Day campaign yet. By the way, and this is really important, right, there's a massive and critical gap in the state's healthcare system. There's no government funding, so BCC WA relies entirely on the generosity of you, the WA community, to continue providing essential support. You can register a fundraising event or donate today at purplebraday.com.au. It's a really important thing to get on board because it's affecting so many people around us.
So we wanted to get in an ambassador, someone who has experienced it themselves and understands what the charity provide. So Naseem Taheri-Lee, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
Nas, I think the most shocking thing about you having gone through this journey and still dealing with it as we speak is that you're very young. How old were you when you were diagnosed?
34, actually.
Oh, what was that like for you, and how far into the process were you? Like, was it an early detection? How did you know that something was going on?
So it was actually just a few days after my 34th birthday last year. I was just showering and felt a bit of pain in my right breast and felt that I had a bit of a lump there. So went and got GP referral for an ultrasound, and then that wasn't for a number of weeks, but I just waited because I thought it's probably nothing. And then when I went and got a scan, it wasn't looking too great. So following that, got a biopsy and was diagnosed in August of last year. It was very surreal. I was in complete disbelief when we got the news. And I suppose when you're going into a lot of these waiting rooms to see a specialist, you look around and you do feel like definitely are the youngest person in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. How is treatment coming along? Like, can you take us on that journey for the past 12 months? You said it's very fresh. It's only just happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you at with it now?
So where I'm at, so I've had surgery last year, had a single mastectomy and a breast reconstruction at the same time. Following that, I did a course of 4 rounds of chemotherapy, which was recommended to me. And before embarking on that chemo journey, my husband and I did a round of IVF to protect our family planning for the future. And so finished chemotherapy in January of this year, and a few weeks after, started endocrine therapy, which is essentially taking a couple of hormone-blocking medications.
That's a lot. Nas, I know that you wouldn't be the ambassador for Purple Bra Day unless Breast Cancer Care WA had changed your life and helped you during all of this. What did they bring for you? How did they change the game?
I was linked in with a breast care nurse, which was amazing support. So Leah, my breast care nurse, was in regular communication with me throughout surgery, throughout chemotherapy, and even ongoing after that, even now. And I was also linked in with Aileen, one of the counsellors there, and that was amazing, especially at the beginning when I was really trying to process this diagnosis, figure out what this journey was going to be like.
So Nas, on Purple Bra Day, what is the message that we want to get out to people to help others?
To me, what stands out about Breast Cancer Care WA is their knowledge and the genuine care. So your donations fund incredibly helpful services, and having access to that kind of support during not only a challenging but really life-changing experience is really needed.
Yeah, well, purplebraday.com.au. You can go there, make donations, see however you can help, because it's a whole community issue. It really is.
You can help to ensure no one faces breast cancer alone. make sure you get involved. You can register a fundraising event. You can donate today, purplebraday.com.au. Get involved in this because you never know when it could be you needing the services or it could be someone very close to you needing the services as well. And Nas, we appreciate you coming in and sharing your story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kate and Kimber with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. Shop the footy finals half-price cosmetics and vitamin sale on now at Chemist Warehouse.